Hi, we're going through another X notebook. It's basically a couple accreditation services that I put together, about how to go about getting accredited. Green book, first thing is there's the American Council of Education. They handle transcripts, and they also, for your ACE college credit recommendation services, you can go with the American Council of Education 1, DuPont Circle Northwest, Suite 250, Washington, D.C. 20036. This is, you can find this on the YouTube channel. It goes over what type of evaluation services were eligibility process guideline participation organization suggested documents for review and credit services frequently asked questions. All right, for organization, credit is the short. You have your course evaluation, your examination evaluation, a review of demand, authorization, instructional site or authorized test program, test provider. These are the type of evaluation services that are provided. Your eligibility purpose is, first you have the determined eligibility for the credit. Be compatible with the mission of the ACE Center of the Educational Attainment Initiative, properly licensed, demonstrated bona fide operations, engaged in enrolling, delivering courses or programs for at least 2 years, one course content, the approval process. Constellation ACE Credit Corporate Alliances representative application package should be the course evaluation following items are applied: credited application participation eligible form, course data forms, review readiness forms, examination evaluation, credit application participants participation eligibility form, quality assurance questionnaire, examination data form, review readiness fee. This comes with about a $2,000 fee to do this type of accreditation of your school. We have a statement of work for the staff. We're writing up some ideas, basically some forms and stuff. You have the right to review, and it says keep proprietary information disclosed. Potential participation organizations is confidential. Your course evaluation would cover syllabus, course outlines, course schedule, list of prerequisites, required readings, textbook, video, lectures, tutorials, assignment, homework, quizzes, written papers, projects, exams, case studies, performance evaluation breakdowns, how final scores are determined, rubrics, samples of student completed work for all above, the completed current student handbook, current instructor handbook, current catalogs or course bulletins, and your examination, evaluation, examination, bullets, technical manuals, score reports, test information brochure, practice item testing, examinations, any supplemental materials testing, scores, keying, keep printed copy, credit, examination data foil. And once again, those are the suggested documentation for a review, for accreditation. And then you have accredited services, ACE registry transcripts will be given, college university partnerships, and CEA or Center of Education Attainment and Innovation Credit College University Network. You'd be put on it, and the questions for that would be your transcript services and college university partnership to reach. Resource Center, toll-free number 866-205-6267, Monday through Friday, 8:45 a.m. to 4:45 Eastern, or credit at acenet.edu. And moving on to ACE, so these are the type of course reviews. Another one would be the accreditation and criteria for the policy procedure standard, publication May 2008. I read the 2017 version. It was published on my website, reading of it. Accreditation Council of Independent Colleges and Schools from 751st Street Northeast, Suite 908, Washington, D.C. 200024223. You can find it at aciscs.org. And this is the manual that goes along with it. We're looking at non-degree programs, maybe a diploma. You have your council actions. This would be, it takes your council actions, accredited grant, accreditation granted, accreditation deferred or conferred, the deferral. Compliance warning, council's show center directive, resolve the showcase, vacate, showcase notification, accreditation denied. If it's denied, denial initial grant. So you basically have your syllabus and all that stuff, your packet for review, and you send it in for them, and they either they go through the council and they look at it, and if they have suspension or revocation, council reviews for hearing procedures, institutional reviewing or hearing format. If you have to, the financial review of the hearings, the review board approval process, purpose of the authority review and appointment of members, judicial authority, skipping through some of this stuff. I don't even know if I put them in the right order. Hearing appeal, that's if the most, this describes what the council does. Then you have your general standard applicable to all institutions. You have your mission, purpose, outreach. Every institution have the mission, specific purpose for existing. The mission includes a mission statement, set of objectives together with accomplished purposes in institution. The objectives should be devoted substantially to career-related education. Should be responsible for the program, instruction, most delivery, and facilities of installation. Your campus effectiveness, your development of campus effectiveness, implementation, monitoring, campus effectiveness, organization, disclosure, and relations with students. Like I said, this is posted up on my YouTube channel. You just type in something like ACICS, American Accredited Colleges, Independent Colleges and Schools, recruitment, transfers of credit, enrollment agreements, standards of safety progress, compliance document, compliance oversight, tuition and fees, institutionally financed scholarships and loans. That would be Blue Book, tuition changes, refund policy. The institution may have a fair, equitable refund policy that is applicable to all students. That is published institutional catalogs, but state, special, federal, state policies may apply. Let's see. Educational facilities plan, equipment code requirements, faculty development, verification credentials, library resources, advertising, catalog. Standards of non-degree, we'd have your faculty, your teaching load, your field preparation, subject progression, assignment stability, student-teacher ratio, instruction resources, references, distribution resources, inventory, and budget. All right, your occupational associate's degree, I believe this one is, there's a requirement. Your educational requirements would be a minimum number of credits for occupational associates degree of 60 semester hours, 90 quarter hours, 1,800 clock hours, normally earned over a period of 4 semesters, 6 quarters. Their equivalent transfer award credit may be granted and appropriate. I believe you have to be, you can't be a nonprofit for this. You have to be somewhere in a partnership or some kind of corporate etny. Curriculum enrollment, faculty preparation assignment, teaching loading, stability, student teacher ratio, liberation fund budget, holdings, program study, evaluation, credit hours for credit hour programs, credit hours for programs that are neither credit hour or non-clock hour. A semester must include 37.5 clock hours of instruction, trimester at least 37.5 clock hours of instruction, and a quarter hour, and must include 25 clock hours of instruction. Contracts and agreements with accredited institutions, termination programs, and program showcase warnings. Change of location. Gaining and maintaining accreditation, your initial accreditation, your accreditation workshop requirements, preliminary review, resource visits, they usually have an annual visit, self-evaluation, schedule evaluation visit, responsible accreditation application, withdrawing accreditation, team function propers, scope of visit, functions, procedures, post-visit procedure, opportunity to respond, then intermediate review, council and council actions, And then maintaining accreditation, accountability form, reports, payments of fees, unannounced visits denoting accreditation, program length and tuition fees, financial review, student achievement, student loan, oversight of the council, that's bylaws, recognition, accreditation in council, eligibility criteria. The council is accreditation purposes for sector post-secondary education. This has been developed by the U.S. Department of Education, Council of Higher Education, through the recognition of American Council of Independent Colleges and Schools. All right, this was that was your accreditation for the ACCIS. Now we're going back to employment training, Department of Training and Apprenticeship Program. You either have your career lattice competency based, which is and then hybrid, which is competency based and time based, and revised team and hybrid and career lattice. Those are your different kind of curriculums that you can have for your apprenticeship program. Notice there, Kirk Jefferson Division of Standards and National Industry Promotion. Please contact 202-693-3339. This was the guidelines for license for the Navy POC and PO3C Civil Engineering Certification Handling for Crews. And basically that was crew licensing for the Navy train crews. All right, you have your Railroad Safety Administrator Certification Operator, Joseph D. Riley, and Florida Railroad Administration. Florida Department of Education, your certification would look like this for your adult learning style, 6 hours. It's instructor of the training, adult learning training, and apprenticeship instruction. So they have to get a 6-hour course in this, completion once a year. Takes about 2 hours. David G. Lucifer, I can't spell that, educator certification. This is FRA Chris Holt. He was the operating crew review board. Also, I think he might have changed office, 202-366-0978. Your training qualification, oversight for safety railroad administrations, and then I highlighted some of the most topic ones. This is your code federal regulations for the training qualification, inspection, oversight, safety railroad employees. Check out the code federal regulation program I've set up. This is where I'm going to go. This is the requirements for this does not address the hazardous material training hazmat employees. This part it applies to all railroads, contractor railroads, training, organization, learning, institution, training, safety related, except for tourist, scenic, historic, excursion operations, not part general railroad system transportation. You have your administrator for the Federal Railroad Administration, your associated administrator with a safety and chief safety officer, who is the delegate for your training, oversight, and qualification submittal. Design instructor, you have your design instructor, learning base or learning institution. Notice, and then they have employer, means a railroad or contractor railroad that employs at least one safety related employee. Formal training can be means that defined curriculum provides opportunity training, timely answered during the training or later date. Context of this part, formal training may include, but not limited to, class, computer-based correspondence, on-the-job simulator, laboratory, or knowledge-based training. And then knowledge-based training, on-the-job training. If you're qualified persons, refresher training, safety-related duty means. All right, your program competency. Effective January 1st, 2018, the conducting operation, this part with 400,000 total employee work hours annually. More should submit the adopt and completely comply with the training program safety-related employees. So what they're talking about is your railroad is that if it has that, then you got a different, you fit in another branch if you're 400,000 hours over. Determine how the training should be developed, delivered, appropriate with a combination classroom stimulated with a computer-based corresponds OJT. Other formal training curriculum shall be designed to impart the knowledge and ability to comply with the applicable federal railroad safety laws, regulations, orders, as well as the relevant railroad rules, procedure promulgated and implement with the applicable federal safety law, regulations, and orders. On-the-job training. If the training program on-the-job training with the program consists of the following three components: a brief statement describing the tasks related with the steps of the employee, learning on the job, a statement of the conditions, prerequisite tools and equipment, documentation, briefing, and demonstrations, and then practices for learning, and a statement of the standards of the proficiency measured for the combination, task, step, accuracy, completeness, and readiness. Then we go through the training component individual identified in the program. The methods of the course delivery may include, but are not limited to, classroom, computer-based, on-the-job, simulatory, laboratory, corresponding in course, and any other combination thereof. Back over this way. Optional model program. Any organization, business, a section developed and submit with one or more model training programs to the FRA review approval so that the model programs may be used with multiple employers. Any such model program shall be submitted with a unique identifier associated with the program. FRA will assign the unique identifier. An employer that chooses to use the model program approved with the FRA is not required to submit the entire program to the FRA. Instead, the employer must submit the unique identifier. All other information is specific of that, and the employer deviates the model program. All right, your initial program, apprenticeship program, apprenticeships and similar intern programs that begin with the prior submission for the employer. Initial program filled with an accordance for this part shall be described in the employer's initial program. Any such apprenticeship, similar intern programs may continue, but if the associate administrator advised the employer specific deficiency, the employer shall resubmit the portion of the program revised to address the deficiencies 90 days after the date of the deficiency of the associated administrator failure to resubmit the program. Necessary provision for the considered failure to implement the program under this part. The associate administrator may extend the 90-day period of the written request. And that goes over the apprenticeship programs. The following submission is through the associate administrator review portions of the revision proportionally program and inform the employers whether modifications conform any program deficiencies noted by the associate administrator shall be addressed in the same manner as paragraph 8.2 of this section. Will inform the employer whether the new portion program conforms with this part. Associate administrator to determine the changes do not conform to determine the changes. Additional submission, resubmission. Each shall be resubmitted to the associate administrator, railroad safety chief, safety officer, railroad administrator, 1200 New Jersey Avenue, Southeast Washington, D.C. 20590. Program submitted by the training and organization of the learning institution for the employer's program, concerned with the part with the conduct applied for the employer's program, submitted for the program training of the learning institution, the full corporate business, the name of the training organization, learning institution, learning institution, primary business, and email. Training organization, institution, primary telephone, list of the training organization, learning institutions, instructor, resumes, reference of the employers, brief summary of the statement of the indicating the training organization, learning institution, determine the knowledge and skills and ability necessary to develop the training courses provided by the employers, independent students who enroll by such. Training organization by a learning institution in order to become a safety-related employee for the brief of the summary of the sufficient detail with the FRA concerning with the methodologies, taking training organization, learning institution during training. The associate administrator, 1-to-1. All right, then you have your training organization, learning records. Training organization or institution subject student training transcript, training record to employers upon request. A person that electronically submitted records request the FRA written materials should be addressed to the associate administrator or the railroad safety administrator, 1200 New Jersey Avenue, Southeast Washington, D.C. 20590. And then keep rolling back the papers. Like we're almost done with this folder. Why? You have your periodic oversight, which be, and then your locomotive engineering and conductor oversight exception. Periodic oversight specified in the section is not required under employees covered in parts 240 and part 242 chapter of the railroad shall result with the assessment required for those parts determining the change of the training programs are necessary to close proficiency gaps found during those assessments. and then an annual review. And that complete, and then there's Department of Education, Education Agency, Department of Defense Education Agency Regulation Education Program, and it basically goes over. It's not very long. This is probably insufficient, but let's just talk about the. You might want to talk to the Associate Director of Academics, Headquarters Accreditation Program Manager, Department of Regional Student Excellency, District Student Attendance, Superintendent, school principals, and school staff. This was actually noted under the under post-secondary. It goes over the definitions and some other ideas. And that completes the That is so far some ideas for accreditation. We'll move on to the next book in a second. All right, peace.